Hello and welcome back to Italia. So I'm just on my way down to the BGA where the fill points are for solid fertilizer and lime and seed. And what I'm going to be doing in this episode, well, I'm going to try and do two things. First thing we're going to do is I've accepted a contract for 12,000, which I thought was pretty good actually, for this field just here, which is field number 20. And we need to fertilize it. So what I'm going to do is set that up as a Courseplay. And I'm also going to be using this tractor, and we're going to use Courseplay as well as an appended course to fill up with the solid fertilizer. Strangely as well, out of the three tractors I've got, I can only use this one for narrow tyres, and it absolutely doesn't look right. But I mean, it saves renting out another tractor. So yeah, I've had to put narrow tyres on this. So yeah, we'll definitely set this up and get it going at least. Hopefully it won't need too much fertilizer, to be honest. We can still make a good profit. And then another thing I'm going to be doing is I'm going to go and plant the potatoes that I still need to do up in the small field at the top. I'm going to lease out the equipment for that, and we'll use probably the same tractor for that. We might give it a clean off before as well because it's still pretty dirty. So the first thing I want to do is I just want to make sure that I can fill up. It's pretty straightforward to do, and then I'll go back to field 20 and I'll set up the appended course for this, and then we can obviously do the Courseplay, the course generation of field 20. So we need solid fertilizer, which is just here. So I'm hoping the trigger, yeah, is there. So that was 2,000. Now I hope we might not need anything. It might not use this whole tank, to be honest, because you do find that when using precision farming, it kind of uses less fertilizer. I feel like it does anyway. So especially on slurry and manure, so it might not need all this. But we've already taken what we spent 2,000. Yeah, we're only gonna make 12,000. So we do want to try and keep that in mind. We don't want to go crazy and. I want to basically make some profit still, that's what I'm trying to say. These narrow tyres just don't look right on this tractor, they really don't. It almost feels criminal. But like I said, it makes more sense than leasing out a tractor just for some narrow tyres. I feel like the turning on it is not as good as well. Anyway. So I think this would be a good point. Now, it's a good field, so you can get at it from a lot of areas. But I think to shorten our distance, what I'll do is I'll set it from about here, and that'll be fine. So if we start recording now, click that so I can actually move the camera. That's it. And then what I'll do is I'll join into this bit. Can I get that way? I might be able to get this way actually. That's a lot easier. That definitely is a shorter distance. Right, so we want to make sure we definitely hit the trigger. So that's hitting the trigger, that's fine. And then we basically just need to drive back to that field, stop it, and then we can obviously do the course generation and start it going, and we can then focus on the potatoes. I'll keep an eye on it, like money-wise. We don't want it to drop, like I said, so if I can keep an eye on that and then make sure it doesn't obviously take too much, because we still want to make, if I can make 8,000, I think it would have been worth it. Right, so I think if we put a stop in now, save that as field 20, I'll just put third fill. And there we go. So now we can close that down. Go to fertilizing. And that's fertilizing, it is, yep. Course generation, and then we'll need to pick field 20. Probably do one headland. There's no need to do any more than that. I'm not too worried about the overlap with this as well, with it being a sprayer. And I think that should be fine. So, to save that, it's field 20, 18 meter fert. Job done. So we'll just quickly close that one off. And I'll try and drive a little bit to the start point, which I think was just over here. Right, so we need to open up field 20, 18 meter fert and append the fill. And then if we have a quick look at this, you can see that it's obviously combined the two courses, which is what we want. And then if we go to start at first waypoint, go to vehicle specific settings, we need to make sure we add the fill type as solid fertilizer. And then we want to change probably the maximum down, because I'd rather him do more trips and not buy the fertilizer if he doesn't need it. So we'll just put it at 50% because it does only hold 1650, so not too bad. And I think we can set him going from there. Probably needs to reverse back now, thinking about it. I think I'm heading in the wrong direction. No, I'm not. He's doing a strange reversing manoeuvre, that's all. Just getting his bearings. I tell you what, I'll start him off, because he's obviously having a bit of a strange moment there. He's making me dizzy. Right, there we go, that's much better. So hopefully this will be working fine. I mean, it looks like it's applying fertilizer anyway, we can definitely tell that. Get rid of that bit, we don't need that now. But if we just quickly have a look at the contracts, it's 1%, so it's going up anyway, that's the main thing. So we'll leave him to crack on, and we'll keep checking on him. If we see the money go down, we know he's gone to fill and it's worked. But I will, like I said, try and keep a track of it. So what I need to do now is get into the same tractor now. I did leave that somewhere by the cow. There, well, I'm on it now. Because I did want to wash it. So let's just quickly give it a wash, even though it's going to get dirty anyway. But it's always better to keep your tractors clean. So we'll give this a quick blast. I think that'll do for what we need. Right, so we're going to head straight down to the shop now. I don't know if you can hear that sound as well. That's a mod that came out pretty much today. This video will probably come out maybe 2 weeks after. I'm quite ahead of my videos at the moment. But yeah, this mod came out today, and it's like the air pressure mod. It's a really realistic sound effect. So if you attach trailers or anything on the back, you can hear the pressure building up. It's also applying air pressure to the brakes, so as you use the brakes more, you can hear the pump kick in to obviously put the pressure back into that. So it's pretty cool. I do like it a lot. Anything like that adds to the realistic, especially on vehicles. I'm really interested in that, so definitely recommend having a look at that mod. In fact, I'll put it in the description for people, so if you don't know about it but you want to, you can obviously go and see for yourself. Now I'll try and make it sound as it kicks in. So I haven't gone down to 50% yet. As soon as the pressure for the brakes goes lower than 50%, you'll hear the pump kick in. So hopefully by the end of this, when I put the brakes back on, it'll probably be around 50%. There you go. So that's the sound that you can hear. I've still got the seeds here from the canola. Well, there's only one bag, but yeah, it's still here. We're going to have to get some potato seeds as well, so we'll do that. Well, they're like small potatoes, but you know what I mean. And then we'll lease out the equipment or what I need. So we'll have a quick look to see what we can get. Right, so there's technically three or four options that we can have. We can get this one or this bigger one. This one's a bit expensive, so I don't think I'm going to get that one, and that is part of obviously the vanilla game. There's these two here that come with the Grimmy pack. Now, they are reasonably priced, but they're only 1.5 meters, whereas this one is actually 3, so I think this might be a little bit easier to do. So I think what we'll do is we'll get this with 728 second hand and we'll lease it out. By the end of this episode, we'll have at least covered all the costs we're doing for obviously using this piece of kit, but not just that, we'll have made a bit of profit from field 20 with this contract that I've done. There is quite a few fertilizing contracts right now, so if we do find we're a bit quiet for a bit, we can always we can always keep doing some contracts to keep us active and keep earning money, because I did use quite a bit of money in my last episode. It really did go down when I was doing the grass field. I have noticed as well that this part is still obviously germinating, and I think that's just because obviously it took that long that it didn't register this in the next day, but that will turn over. But it went well, this clover field. It is now, like I said, all precision farmed. All the information's there, so yeah, can't really complain. Let's just have a quick look at the driver and see how he's getting on. In fact, we'll have to do this. Right, so he's got 50% of his tank, and thinking about it, he's probably, yeah, he's done quite a bit. He really has. So he's got 11 minutes left. So I don't really know if he'll need... He might need to fill up once, thinking about it, and he probably won't need 50%, to be honest. So what I'll do is I'll just drop this down to about 25, because I don't think he's going to need more than that, and it's just a waste of money. Let's just have a look at the contract and see how it's getting on there. Yeah, so he's nearly halfway as well, so that's pretty good going. Right, so I've just leased out this front weight for £45, and pretty much cheap and cheerful. Went with second hand. Let's just drop that there so we can actually do this properly. There we go. So now, still a little bit of lift on it, but I think it should be alright. He is hoping anyway. Is that front wheel lifting up? No, seems alright. I think that front wheel is lifting up a little bit. Right, so we got 98% completed on this field, and now he needs to fill up. So we're going to sit with him and just see where he's going to go and how it's going to perform. And then what I think I'll do is I will set it a little bit higher, actually, thinking about it, because I might set him to do another field. I do think it makes more sense. So if we set it to 50%, we can try and do another field while I'm obviously starting the potato planting, which I am parked up ready to go. So yeah, what I can do is obviously set up another field, and then yeah, try and make a little bit more money. I think it makes sense, because he has done that quite quick, and I think this is good money, this fertilising, to be honest. And if we use Courseplay, which I am paying a obviously wage for, so it's not like I aren't paying anything to use the Courseplay. It is costing me, but I think still I'm making good enough profit for me to justify doing this. So I just hope this works now, because if it does, then we can just keep doing appended courses for here. So what we want to see if he fills up from the second one. He knows he's looking for solid fertiliser. We set that up. Aha, so he stopped and he's gone to 51%, which is perfect. So that worked a treat. It only cost us £1,000, so in total now it's £3,000 we've spent on the fertiliser. We're going to get £12,000 from this field, but some of this fertiliser in here will go to another field. Right, so we completed field 20. What I decided to do after I took the money was I filled up the spreader. I did another contract in field 17, which is 6,000, and we're also going to be doing one for around the same amount of money in field 5. And I think personally he might be able to do both fields on that full tank of fertilizer. If he can, then obviously that's really good news. It means I don't have to set the appended course, and we'll get another £12,000. So yeah, while he's doing that, we'll go and crack on with getting started with these potatoes. So what I'm probably going to do is we'll start with the rows and then we'll end on the headland with this. I think it makes more sense. So let's just quickly turn on GPS using Sim Dashboard, which I'm just quickly looking at now. So the first thing I want to do is I want to set my A line, which is there. I'll switch to the... There we go. I'll switch to the potato planter, and then we'll turn it on. And then what I'll do is I'll drive in a straight line, and it should start planting, which it is. And then I need to... I think that's worked. Or do I need to set my lines again? If that's the case, we'll do it on the other turn. So let's turn back around and try that again. I think it's because I wasn't fully on the field when I started. So there we go. And then we'll sort out the spread after. I mean, we should be able to set track now, to be honest. I do like the texture of when you've planted potatoes, it looks good. So if I set the line now, setting track isn't working, so we're going to have to manually go in to do that. Now I think this was 3 meters, so if we press auto width, it should or hopefully have done that for us, which it has. There we go. So we're all set up now, pretty much just crack on planting the field. I might miss a row just to make my turning a little bit easier and then come back on myself. It's definitely this front weight was needed. And it's still not 100% steady, to be honest. But there we go, it's going alright. I do like these growing potato planters and equipment. I haven't used much of them. I know this is out of the vanilla game, but since I've had the Grummy DLC, I haven't actually used it much. So hopefully in this series we can use a bit of their equipment and see how it performs. Probably shouldn't have gone as wide as I did then. Right, so what I'll do is I'll put this on a time lapse. You can see me do the whole field, and then I'll cut back in and when it's all done.
Don't wanna play games out with the moves, don't wanna meditate, girl, with you it's hard. Fill in the blanks, text me back, throw me a kiss instead of them tricks. Don't make it hard. I wanna celebrate, you know, our togetherness, both mind and flesh. togetherness, both mind and flesh. We know how it goes, we know how it goes. Our togetherness, both mind and flesh. We know how it goes, we know how it goes. Our togetherness, both mind and flesh. Only we know how it goes, we know how it goes. Our togetherness, both mind and flesh.
Right, so I'm probably about halfway through the field. It's going pretty well. I will need to go and get some more potato seedlings, so that's something I definitely need to do. Yeah, so I'm just working my way back to the other side. I did make 6,000 something on the second field we set up as a Courseplay for the contract, and I have set him up in field 5 now, so that'll be the third one. So we are making quite a bit of money. We're definitely going to be clawing back to where we were before we did the clover field, so which is good news. And we're pretty much covering all the costs of leasing out this equipment as well at the same time, so you can't complain. I was going to do a headland at the end, and I still probably need to do it in some places, but I am trying to avoid it just because there's areas like that with the tree which will make it a little bit more difficult. So I'm going to try and avoid doing the headland in some areas if I can. So what I'll do is I'll carry on, I'll finish it off. I might need to go get some seeds as well, like I said, and then when it's all done I'll cut back in. Right, so there we go. The whole of field 21 is now fully planted with potatoes, so it wasn't too long in the end. It didn't really take long at all. I did go around the edges of the headland. I kind of probably missed a tiny bit here, but I still think it's planted. I think it's just the texture of a bit of lime there, but it should be fine. But yeah, pretty good going. All done, and we don't need to worry about that. We will need to sort out some fertilising on that, and probably there is quite a bit of fertilising still to do. But saying that, we have done a lot of fertilising in this episode. Made quite a bit of money, around 24,000 I think, from contract work, so that's not bad at all. And we're 53,000 now. I think we started the episode around 30,000, so we definitely made some good income on that, which does help us out, because I think I lost quite a bit with messing about on leasing out stuff for the clover field, which has obviously clawed us back to where we were. But definitely a productive episode again. Done quite a lot, made a bit of money, and we are ticking along quite nicely on this map. I am enjoying it. But I'm going to leave the video there, so thanks for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. If you have, please give it a thumbs up. That really does help my channel out. And also, if you're new, don't forget to subscribe for more videos on Farming Simulator. See ya.